Well, here we go. Advent of Code Day 4. Again, I'm late to the party, but that's half due to our European time zones. So let's head on over to Day 4. Giant Squid. Of course, I had a pre-read on this before recording, but I think this is a Squid Games puzzle. There's a big squid on the submarine, and you need to play bingo. You get a whole bunch of bingo numbers that are going to be read out, and then a couple of bingo boards. And basically we need to play a game of bingo based on these numbers being called, and then see what board wins, and then do some calculations on the board and the numbers and get the result. Um, Based on experiences on earlier puzzles this year and last year, I keep forgetting. Don't look at the example input, but make sure you check the real input before you start. Yeah, it's the same, just longer, so you get a whole bunch of numbers and then multiple boards. So I already prepped our thing. We can see probably somewhere here that we're there. I need to change this, that doesn't look nice. So we'll start with that. Go to our endpoints for day 4. And now I made that thing bigger. That's why I didn't see it. So that needs to be a 4. And probably on a bit down we got a 4 as well. The link is good. Save it. That will probably regenerate the thing. And go to our REXX. But so we need to, where's our input thing? We need to at least first parse all these pulled numbers, and we need to parse all the boards. Last year there was a couple of puzzles like this too, where I tried to solve it with like 2-dimensional stems, but I think for this puzzle, seeing as we're doing bingo, let's see what the win condition is. Just a row or a column. Yeah. So I don't think we need to do a 2-dimensional array for everything. I just think we need to keep each row and each column for each board, and then judging by the scoring you take, and then all the numbers from the board. That sounds good, I think. So our first line is the numbers. We definitely need all numbers as a stem, and then we need board, which we'll set to empty, and we need board. Yeah, and then from that board we take the columns and the rows, which are just lines, which will be then stems of 5 numbers. And then we need all the numbers from the board as well. Let's see if we can parse that first based on this thing. Yeah, that kind of sounds good. Yeah, so I just created the example file for this. So we're going to parse that into these data structures we thought of, which is the standard loop of do I equals 1 to file.0. So our first line is always the numbers. If I equals 1, then do end. And this is where we parse the pulled numbers. Yeah, we can do a little pull parse thing there. So boom, 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 boom. We don't have the split function here, of course. So we are going to have to say that all num, let's make this a bit readable, equals file.I. We can do this at the start and start with, yeah, that's nicer. Don't need to do this in the loop. All nums is file.1, and our loop should start at 3, because then a blank line the boards. So let's first try and parse these numbers into the all numbers stem. So all numbers is file1, so we're going to say while, let's see, while num not is none, null, or is it null, or is it none, or is it, let's just say, well, number is not is empty, do end. Parse it first, so we say parse var all nums. So we get, let's see what we get. We get a number and a comma and the rest. And while the rest isn't empty, we're going to say we need a number count. Num count equals 0. Well, 1, because we at least get 1. Well, let's start with 0. It's not empty. We're going to say that our num count is 1 more. All nums numbers dot number count equals n. Oh, yeah, and then all nums equals the rest, so that then this goes back in here. And we have to do that again. We're going to say parse var all nums n comma rest. Curious to see what that does, but let's do a little do say, and hope we get the output there, right? Say parsed nums, that should be all numbers dot 0. That should be a 0. We should make sure that that's the correct value all the time too. All numbers dot 0 equals the num count. Let's just see what it does. It's always good. Hopefully over here we now have day 4. We're gonna try it out, get our day 4 example in. Let's see what we expect in our example code. Like, does it say how many? No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I think 27 on a quick stupid count. So 27 of those things. Let's see what it says. While res equals not that, what? Unexpected. Is that not how a while loop looks like in REXX? While loop. Yes, yes please. Do while. Oh, it's do while. Right. Do while. Yeah, even the colors tell you that it's better. Execute it again. And what do we get? Come on. Maybe I broke it. Maybe I broke it. Password rest. Rest, rest, rest. This will never resolve. We're in an endless loop, so die. Rest. That's better. Wait for it to start. And for it to start. And then, let's see. Let's see what we get now, right? We parse numbers 26. Was that correct? Was that correct? I forgot my count. But let's see if we get them all right. Just do jj equals 1 to all numbers dot 0. Say all numbers dot jj end. Save. So we should get 7, 4, 9, 5, 11, yada yada yada. 7, 4, 5, 9, 11, yada yada yada. 7, 4, 9, 5, 11. That looks like we've parsed all the numbers. I think I believe this. Yeah, so we got all the numbers. Then we get a blank line, so we start at 3. So we start at line 1, line 2, line 3. And then we're gonna read until we get a blank line. And that's one board. So board count boards. Is that a good thing? Boards equals 0. Let's do this neater. So our if we get a blank line, so we better start at 2 to make it a proper loop. So we'll start at this line, at the split line, yes. And if file.I equals a blank line, then do end. And what is it we do? We're gonna say new board equals board dot 0 plus 1. So we better initialize everything there as 0. So the new board dot 0. Yep. And then I think I want to keep all the numbers and all the lines of that board. That is going to be weird too, because I can get all the, let's get all the rows first. Get all rows. So we're going to get all the rows and stick it in that board. So board, are you bored yet? Board.newBoard dot line dot, we have to initialize that here. That looks nicer. So board dot new board dot line dot 0 equals 0. We can't do that here because we're in the flipping initialization of the board thing. We're just reading this empty line here. So we get a line that says 0, and we get a board dot new board number dot, how shall we call that? Num? Bum. Num dot 0 equals 0. So there's 0 lines and 0 numbers in this board. So we don't know how much there are. Well, we do. It's 5 by 5. But otherwise, this is where we're reading the board. Read board data. So we get this. So then we're reading this line we are reading this line that we need to split up in the thing, right? The 5 different numbers. So we can use this trick again. So we say parse var nums. Yes. Can we mess up that file stem? Probably. That's not. The line equals file.i. Then we're going to say parse var numbers. And those numbers look like, that line looks like number and a space and the rest. Or can we just say get them all? No, we're just going to do this. Parse var num rest. Yes. And then do while rest, not rest. Rest isn't nothing. While the rest isn't nothing, that means we've parsed a successful number. A number. And that's already there. So our new number equals board dot our new board number, our stem for numbers. How many do we have? Plus 1. I'm going to make sure that we stick that value there as well. So board dot new board number, the number list dot 0 equals the new number, and board dot new board number dot new number, awkward, equals num. And then we're parsing it again. We're gonna say, can't we just stick that there and that there? I don't know. Let's keep it the same because we know it works. And then we're gonna here say nums equals rest. And we parse the tail of that string. So after this bit, ding, 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 we've read all those things, then all of a sudden, we're just doing the nums. And maybe we just keep this as a line. Because we do have to make sure that the first line is going to be a successor of numbers like this. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. So read the board data. This is parsing all the numbers. Can we see if that works? It's blank. Let's just see how many, because if we parse this right, we should read 1, 2, 3 boards, right? Say, I've read. Now, what is our thing? Our thing is board.0. Do we? Board.0 equals the new board. So our indexes are correct. So I have read board.0 boards. And then we get rid of this. Then I assume if we run it, it'll say 3, hopefully. Ooh. Ooh. So that's good. Maybe we need to see like say board 2 line, let's make the right word, row 2 number 3 equals, so that should be board 2 dot oh, we're not parsing those lines yet, so board 2, the third number dot num dot 3, board 2 number 3. Let's see what we expect. Board 2 number 1 2, so we're expecting a 0. Might not be the nice example. We take well, let's see if we get 0. Save, go, execute. Ooh, proof the pudding. 5, 10, 11 should be 19. So I'm expecting a 19. Please. Ah, see? 0 was the bad example. Board 2 number 11, board 2 number 11, board 2 number 11. Ring, 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 ring. We're doing something wrong here. This is bad. Why are we doing that? We are parsing the line. We're messing up the line. And we're parsing the line. Right? That was stupid. That's still not right. Do our is not blank. Board NB num. This is going to give a truckload of output. Num equals num. Let's see what we get. $22, 13, 7, 11. Miss. Miss? Why did we miss that? More debug. More debug. $22, and we got 13, 17, 11, 0. Okay, we need to reevaluate that parsing thing and get back. Rah! We're doing this way too hard because this is good for the new board. We can get rid of all this because we can split it. I think we can split it, but let's give this a comment. A new row of a board. So we first need to know what row that is. So let's make that, no, let's make that line because we want lines and lines. We don't care about the other stuff. So the new line equals board dot NB, our new board number, line dot 0 plus 1. This is a reminder. Oh. Leave Jamie. Ah. So that's our new line number, and we're just going to give it numbers. So, and it's space separated. So can we use the REXX words function? Numbers equals the words in line dot I. Hey, come on. But that should always be 5. Sanity check numbers. Let's see if that doesn't break our train of thought. So we should just see a lot of sanity checks equals 5 and then still 3 boards. Sanity checks 1. What? 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 Oh, I'm an idiot. File. Execute. Yes. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, and then unexpected end because that one's a boo-boo too. Run it again. Sanity checks and 3 boards. This is good. So do II equals 1, 2 words file.I. Can get rid of this. And that gives us all the things. So board.nb.line. The new line dot II equals word file.I, comma II. Better put some comments here because I'll never remember what this means. Board X line L dot the index count is the digit I on line L for board X. That should work. And then when we're all done, we should say board dot nb dot line dot nl dot 0 equals that thing. And that should always be 5, but we're not trusting that. So then say check board 2 line, which is now only the rows, row 2 digits equals do jj equals 1 2 board 2 line 2 0. Say really weird dot jj board 2 row 2. So board 2, so we expect to get in this output. Execute. This output is empty. Sanity check is numbers, of course. Board new dot number dot 8. Let's see. Execute. Oh yes, that is all there. So now we can think about how to take that information with all the numbers. Still empty. Okay, time for a break. Continue later.
Margin is served. Idiot!
Okay, so we managed to get our parsing in order. I think, just for a little extra check, double check. We're reading the test data and we are gonna print row 3 of board 3. So let's make sure we do all the numbers correctly. Let's do print board 3, line 3, and get all the numbers. And again, the line 3 is just the row, and we're going to add the columns there as well later, probably. So line 3, board 3, 1, 2, 3 is going to be 22, 11. This is what we want to see. Let's see what it does. Let's see what it does. Oh, of course, this one. I can't count. It's 3. 1, 2, 3. 18, 8, 23, 26, 20. So that kind of parses our board line. So we better jot down the model that we're going to do. Column, and we still have to add the columns, but use for see if we have a win. And then we still need our numbers for that calculation, right? Calculation of points. So we're going to try and get those numbers in now, because we do get the numbers here. We do get all the numbers, and I think I want that, so I want per board, new board index, numbers. Let's call it number. It's all singular. Dot 0 equals 0. So then over here where we stick the line, we're also gonna stick the numbers, but the new number equals board dot new board index dot number dot 0 plus 1. So we get a new index. Might add some comments. Add to numbers for board. And we're gonna say board dot new board index, the number at position nn or index nn equals word file dot whatever comma ii, and then board dot new board index number, total number of indexes equals the new number. And then we get those in there, and then we can also say, just for checking if we're okay, board 2 number, let's see, board 2 number 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, number 8, and we expect that to be 13. And per our model, that is going to be board dot 2 dot number dot 8. Let's see, execute. Oh yes, that is all there. So now we can think about how to take that information with all the numbers and then score the board. So